a couple months back, not even that long ago. It was like 1 or 2 months where every day for me it just felt like a pretty trashy loop where every day I'll just wake up. The first thing I'll do, not even wake up, brush my teeth. Nope. The first thing I'll do is like grab my phone and just instantly scroll on Instagram, reply to the messages that have been sent, and boom, I haven't brushed my teeth. I haven't woke up. I haven't got out of bed, and I have not washed my face. And the thing was like wasting these hours is like not that bad, but the thing that really was the pain point for me was like I was wasting my time because I was like an ambitious lad. Like I had some dreams. I wanted to make money and I wanted to have a great physique. The tasks that would drive me forward toward those goals, I would just push them off because I just wasted an hour or two. And the dopamine that I'd received from Instagram's reels just fucked with my brain. The thing was like I was so dopamine addicted that I could not focus on the tasks that would drive me forward towards the goals. So any task that I had, it just paled in comparison to the dopamine. So what I mean is, I wake up, scroll on Instagram, like first thing I'm getting a dopamine hit, and that dopamine hit, like my brain wants to chase more of that dopamine. So I'm not gonna be doing the non-dopamine tasks that was like working out or writing scripts for the videos like these, or maybe going up and recording it. I did not want to do this task because, well, Instagram gave me the dopamine and my brain was fried. I did not want to do it. Instead of working hard to get those dopamines, my brain found a shortcut that Instagram could give me the dopamine, so it just did not want to do it. If I don't work towards the goals that I have, I feel like I'm falling behind. Especially because not only was I wasting time, I was like putting off the work that was driving me forward. So it's just like not at my consciousness because I like pushed off the main task to like the end of the day. So like first off, I'm not doing them as like to the best of my abilities because I'm like having decision fatigue after like scrolling, and my brain's like zooted after like frying off of dopamine. So not only am I just not doing this efficiently, I'm also like pushing it off. So then came a turning point for me where I just realized, alright, I can't really go on like this, so I need to have a change. So I just went up to ChatGPT and just asked for advice. And in all the advices ChatGPT gave me, the two that actually worked transformed me just within 3 days. That I was like, oh, I'm like motivated to read again. And whoa, I'm reading books. I'm like reading 10 pages a day. So 10 pages, especially after reading none, is like a big deal. And instead of pushing off the workouts, I like took them to failure every time. So like I could see my brain was clearing up and like I was overall a bit more happy. I did not snap at people whenever there was the slightest bit of inconvenience. So what exactly are the tips that I implemented to just, make my life a bit better? The first thing I did was like I took this thing from the Atomic Habits by James Clear. It was I made the good habits obvious. Like for tomorrow morning, if I had to run, if I had to get in my cardio, the first thing I'd do is not wake up. The first thing I'd do is the night before. So what I would do is like I would keep the shoes and socks beside my bed. So whenever I woke up, the first thing I would see is like my shoes and socks. And to make sure I did not just start scrolling on Instagram again, what I would do is like I would use the Ulysses method. So I'll just keep things like out of my reach so that they did not end up distracting me. So the other tactic that I used was the 5 second rule. Not the one that you use when you drop a food. No, what I mean by that is, let's say you are scrolling on Instagram. You realize that you're scrolling on Instagram. What do? You just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me and breathe out. Right? So you just do that. Just really gives you a moment of realization that, oh, I've wasted a lot of time on Instagram scrolling. So what you do is then either you quit it immediately or count down from 5. Um, it did wonders for me, because then whenever I got distracted, I'll just use that tactic and I would go back to the task that actually drove me forward instead of making me stay in the same place. So these were the two tactics that helped me especially get out of a rut. Now you may remember that I mentioned the Ulysses rule back in the first tip. Now if you want a bit more on that, click the video on the screen. That will give you how I use the Ulysses rule to just not get distracted that much.